This is Kugan Cassius for IFLTV. It's Friday, the day before. Frank, what a mad 24 hours. I don't know how long the whole process was, but what was going on last night in boxing was quite insane.
It was. We've had some things happen over the years. I remember many years ago, Daniel Williams pulling out of a fight at 8 o'clock at night, day before our debut show on ITV. That was a manic, and this one was up there.
Matt Skelton?
I can't remember who he was fighting. It was Amir Khan making his debut that night. I remember that, and that was the main event, but we lost it. And we're in a similar position this time round, except that, it was obviously the fight was stopped by the boxing border control doctor, and for very legitimate reasons and concerns.
How is Daniel, first of all?
Well, he's pissed off. I mean, he was a big fight. He's trained very hard. If you don't fight, you don't get paid. You imagine the cost involved in a training camp, booking places to set the camp up, bringing the sparring partners in, the nutritionists, the chefs, trainers and everybody, and you don't get paid. It's a massive loss. You can't insure it, or if you do, it costs a fortune to insure. But very, very disappointed. It was an unbelievable purse he was getting for the fight. So we are where we are. If you're not well, you can't fight. And I'm always saying to fighters, I don't want to hear after the event anything goes wrong. Oh, you had a bad hand, or had a cold, or my budgie died. None of that matters. You've got to be, you live to fight another day. And anyway, it is what it is.
Frank, when did you first learn of it yesterday? Then what was the timeline of it?
Very, very late yesterday afternoon. I mean, we knew he weren't well, but when he went, the doctor originally he was going just to get a, doctor examine him, give him some medication. But the medication he gave him, it obviously had to be checked that it didn't. None of the ingredients were on the VADA list, and to do that, they got in touch with the boxing border control. The boxing border control doctor come along, and he got a little bit worse by then. And one of the medicines that he was given causes a lot of drowsiness. So that was the end of that.
Have they said specifically what it is that?
He's got a viral infection. Quite a few people have been getting it out here. I remember last time we all went back from here. A lot of people were ill over the Christmas, so it is what it is. It is what it is. And you see some of these conspiracy theorists. I mean, you don't know where their brains are sometimes, if they've even got any.
So that happens. Obviously, now you're working on potential replacement opponents. There was a few names mentioned yesterday, and we got all our information from the Ring magazine, from their social media. Lawrence Bakole, David Adelaide, these guys were mentioned. Martin Bakole, we saw like Billy Nelson put a tweet out. We probably looked at as the most unrealistic possibility of that fight happening, but the best case scenario. But here we are, and Bakole's on a plane here to fight Joseph Parker.
He is, and that's where it's at. I mean, there's a few things happen with fights like this. First of all, whoever the fighter who's coming as a replacement, he's not been VADA tested. He's not been on the programme for the fight. It's number one. Then you've got to make sure their medicals are all in order when they're coming in. Everything is valid. The travelling and all these things. It's tough sometimes to make these things. The reason a couple of names you would mention was because they're based over in, or they would have been training, or they're in Dubai at the moment, which is an hour's flight. So it'd be like a fight getting postponed or losing a fighter in the UK, and you bring in somebody flying them down from Scotland. It's an hour's flight. He's on his way now from the Congo.
Will he make the weigh-in later on?
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
but he's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I know it obviously doesn't make it.
Heavyweights is different. If it's lighter weights and you're fighting for the title, you've got to make the weight, and you probably wouldn't be able to bring anybody in at such short notice anyway other than a heavyweight fight. You just wouldn't be allowed.
Frank, I read yesterday that Chisora could be next in line to fight Jagba for that IBF situation.
There is nothing at this moment in time. I ain't even going to go there. We haven't had a chance to think about it. We'll just get this show done tomorrow night, and then we'll make our decision afterwards what we're going to do. But Daniel, once he's ready and over his illness, he'll be back into camp, and we'll have him out soon.
Is there a possibility, obviously, depending on what happens tomorrow night, obviously, I'm sure if Parker wins that he'll want to fight. If Bakole wins, he'll want to fight the winner of this.
For the IBF title, why wouldn't you? Everybody wants to fight for it. Everybody wants to fight for the world title. And there's two guys holding the 4 belts.
Is there now a possibility of that rematch with Joshua and Dubois now?
There's all sorts of possibilities, but nothing that I can even comment on at the moment because there's been no discussions about them.
But to be fair, Turkey's gone far kind of beyond the saving the show. This is an unbelievable replacement fight that we're getting on this card.
It's a great fight. I mean, any of those names that mentioned would have been great. You know, and it is. It's a fantastic fight. Tough fight.
Well, look, we've had a couple of pull-outs, but the card still goes on. The card's still very strong.
It's a fabulous card. Fabulous fight card. Fabulous fight card.
All right. Listen, we've got the weigh-in later on, and then tomorrow night it's showtime. So
hope so. Fingers crossed. No more problems.
I'll let you get back to pacing up and down on the phone, Frank.
Cheers, mate. Thank
All
you.
right.
See you.
Top man. Thank you very much.